Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video on Python for beginners. In the previous video, we did learn about variables. Today, we will talk about data types. So before we begin, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you will get the first updates on whenever I post a new video. So let's begin. Now let me open up my editor. And yes, so at the end of the last video, we found out the type of variable can be found by using the type function. So for example, let's say I take a variable a equals 10 and then I write type in bracket a. And as you can see, we get the output as type is int. So what is this type? These are data types. Now what are data types? Now whenever we are working on any project, we need to know the type of data that we are working with so we can process it in that particular format. Because if we do not format or process it according to its format, it might cause errors which might be very difficult to resolve later. So how many different data types are there in Python? Let me list them out here. We have numeric, Boolean, sequence, set and dictionary. Let's discuss them one by one. So now when we go and talk about numeric, we have three types in it. That's int, float and complex. So when we're here numeric, it talks about numbers. So if I write a equals 2 and b equals let's say 5.6, now let's find the type of them. So I write type a and type b. So we get that a is an int and b is a float. This tells us that all the normal integers which start from negative infinity to positive infinity comes under the int type, while every number that has a decimal point in it comes under a float type. Now what about the complex data type? So in maths we have the concept of complex numbers. These are represented in the format a plus bi, where a and b are numbers and I represents the square root of -1. But in Python, we represent it in the format of a plus bj. So if I write, let's say c equals 2 plus 3j. And now I find the type of c. We will get to know it that it is type complex. Now can we convert a type from one to another? This process is called typecasting or type conversion. So let's say I take a new variable called num equals 9.6. And I take another variable, let's say num1, and in that I will store only the int value of num, which is 9. So for that I will write num equals integer in bracket num. So what it will do is, it will consider only the integer part of num and store it in num1. In this case is 9. So I'll do this and then I'll print num. So we can see num1 holds 9. And now if we check the type of num1, it should give int. Yes. So this is all about numeric type. Let's move ahead. So next is the Boolean type. How can we use it? Boolean simply means true or false. So we can use it to generally make decisions. We apply a condition and gives us back the result as true or false. Let's check if a is less than b, and if I enter, it should give me true because 2 is less than 5.6, and it will give me false if I do a is greater than b. So in Python we generally use true as 1 and false as 0. So if I want to print true as 1, I will write int and in bracket true. So it should print 1, yes, and if I write int in bracket false, that should be in capital, it gives us 0. Talking about sets, now we all know what sets are and we perform different functions like union, intersection, complement, etc. on them. The sets in Python are similar to that we have learned in maths, so we don't need to discuss it a lot. Let's move on to the new type, that is sequence. This also has three types in it. We have list, tuple and string. We know what string are as we have already performed it in one of our previous videos. We have also did some functions on string that was shown there. So if you haven't seen that video, I will try to leave a card on the top right corner of the video, so you can go and watch that video too. List and tuple. These two are used to store multiple items in a single variable. Now to define list, we use a square bracket, while for tuple we use a round bracket. I will make a further video on list and tuple separate because we need to discuss them in detail. Next, let's talk about dictionary. So whenever you want to store a huge amount of data and we want to fetch a single value from it and in a very fast way, what we can do is we can assign a key or a particular name to it. So if I ask for a name, I will get all the values that that name is attached to or is assigned to. For an example, let's say I want to find all the brand of smartphones that my friends have, and assuming everyone has a different phone, what I will do is I will give a key, and let's keep those keys as the name of the people. So let's say John has an iPhone, Susan has OnePlus, and Jacob has Samsung. One main thing is that all the keys in a dictionary have to be unique, but the values can be same. So let's make a dictionary. Now let's say I use D for a dictionary and equal to, oh yeah, I have to remember that when we start a dictionary, we have to use curly brackets. And yeah, I did not enter anything and just click enter, so I got a syntax error. Anyways, I click D. Now in curly brackets, I will use a single quote. Let's say John. This is my key, and let's say he has iPhone as we had discussed. So John has an iPhone. So this is a key and a value. So the values that are on the left side or before the semicolon are the keys, and the values that are on the right side or after the semicolon are the values. And we can put multiple keys and values using the comma. So one value is done. Now let's put Jacob. He had Samsung. And I'll put one more. Oh, that is Susan. And she has OnePlus. Okay, now I click enter and the dictionary is stored. Now if I access it D, I will get all the values that are there. Now if I want to access a separate one, I can do it using a different function. I will also make a video on dictionary for the understanding of it. So I guess guys, that is it for some basic understanding on data types. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for quick updates on whenever I post the next video. In the next video, we might discuss operators, or there might be a video on either list, tuple or dictionary. So be ready for it. If you're enjoying the content, do let me know in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.